Indie housing market. Get the latest insights right here.
Welcome back to Indie Housing Market. I'm Kyle.morris with Morris Property Group and FC Tucker.
I'm Shelly Walters with the Shelly Walters Realty Group and FC Tucker.
And today we have Peyton Long with Henke Development Group, which is going to be very, very interesting because we're going to talk about, honestly, one of the biggest problems, because at the end of this, I'm going to talk about how inventory is going down significantly at a rapid rate, and you guys provide inventory, right? Yep. Sort of. I do want to talk about that too. So Henke specifically develops neighborhoods, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think it's interesting when people build a neighborhood. This is not like, everybody does it slightly different. You have Dries, you have D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton's the largest builder in the nation. They go in, they do it soup to nuts. They build the house and everything. You guys go in, acquire the land, build the infrastructure, and then sell the lots for specifically custom home builders. Although you have done, we'll get into the developments that you've done, but Chatham, for example, you guys did part of the project, not immediately, but with like Fisher Homes, who does. Mm-hmm. So there's custom builds, there's semi-custom builds, right? And for me, I have a Fisher home, and so they tend to be, in my opinion, one of the better semi-custom builds because, if you go to a Lennar, which also does really good, and I know Lennar has stuff in Chatham. I've sold some of the Lennar homes there that are like just east of the clubhouse, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So Fisher's versus Lennar, like Lennar will be like, hey, do you want the white quartz or do you want the gray quartz, right? Whereas like
do
Fisher,
they even say that? I don't even think they do that, do they?
They do. They only have they do what I would call higher end builds with less options, but all of the fit and finish is high end in my opinion, right? Whereas Fisher will give you like 6 tiers. Sure. And so it's just a little bit more, it's not a little bit, it is significantly more semi-custom. You can also do change orders to change some things, whereas Lennar and some of the other ones don't do as much. And so I thought it was really neat that Fisher did it because I do really enjoy my Fisher home. But outside of that, most of your stuff is custom builds, right, for
Absolutely.
the most part. And so I think there's a understanding of there's different areas of the market and how it's done. I have a buddy who does excavating, and his dad had an excavating company, and so then when he got older, he created one, and so he does a lot of excavating for people like you guys, right? Mm-hmm. And he was telling me, like, I can't remember this because he told me like 2 years ago. And it wasn't Henke, but I want to say maybe it was even Carrington, because like Carrington, they do custom home builds, but like they own some of the most land in Indiana because they also develop neighborhoods and then sell the neighborhoods, if that makes sense, right? Yeah. And then they'll sell it to, they basically put in the roads, the infrastructure, the sewage and everything, and then they'll sell it to an arbor or something like that, right? Like it's way more multifaceted than people think.
Yes.
How long have you been doing this, and is it way more than you anticipated?
Yeah, so I've been with the Henke Group for about 6.5 years.
Yeah.
And it is way more detailed than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
I grew up in a small city up north.
Where?
Winona Lake, Indiana.
Winona
Lake. So it's actually technically within Warsaw, Indiana.
Okay,
that would be like the
I've shown
big
houses
city
up in Warsaw. Yeah.
So technically.
What's the chicken place up there? The Penguin
Point that shut down.
It did?
Somebody
told me I had to get it, and I got it. I got a whole basket of it and ate chicken on the way home from Warsaw.
I'm devastated.
Yeah.
I'm devastated.
It was really good chicken.
That was a Warsaw staple
Kyle,
for
every
decades.
time anybody throws anything out there,
food.
you have a knowledge of something. It is crazy.
Oh, if it's worthless information, I know it.
I'm taking you to my next trivia contest.
Anyway, so
awesome.
So you're from up by Warsaw. Anyway, so now you're down here in Indianapolis. So
What was your background before you started this?
I grew up in Warsaw, went to high school there, and then went to a small school college in Winona Lake called Grace College. It was smaller than my high school, so it was very, it was a weird, not necessarily culture shock, but it was just a weird feeling going into a different area that was, like I graduated with about half of the kids in my high school class from college. So it was a different feel that way, but played a little bit of soccer, got my degree in 3 years, and got up out of there.
What'd you play? What position?
I was a goalkeeper.
A lot of pressure, dude.
Pressure. And
Thanks.
It was fun, though. I mean, there's pressure, but there's really not, because you're not expected to save everything that comes your way, right?
But you want to.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Absolutely,
that would be
you want
me.
to.
Like, wait a minute, that's my job.
Oh yeah, you risk your body and your limbs for all that.
And that is a wide area, like not just a little area. That always kills me how wide that is.
That was fun though.
But did you go to college for this in any way?
No, I just got a regular marketing degree. Wanted something that was pretty broad, can kind of pick and choose what I wanted to do. And moved down here a year after I had graduated. Warsaw is the home of orthopedic. It's basically the orthopedic capital of the world. So if you ever get a knee, hip, basically anything replaced, it's probably coming from there. So initially I was trying to get into a sales role with one of those companies, but need a lot of experience to break into that industry. So I was just like, I'll just move to Indianapolis, see what's out there. Started working in the golf industry or the golf area at Chatham Hills. I'm a huge golfer.
What's your handicap?
6
right
now.
It's very good.
So I've added quite a few shots over the years to the handicap. But started working in the golf area there, just trying to network and meet members and folks to hopefully eventually land a full-time gig afterwards. Got connected with the Henke family, and here we are 6.5 years later.
So you got connected with them because you were working at the clubhouse?
Correct.
Yep. What were you doing? Were you doing golf stuff or just working at the
I was doing
course?
golf stuff. So I was like basically half in the pro shop, helping out the pro shop, and then obviously doing a lot of stuff outside too, servicing members, washing golf carts, washing golf
And you just
clubs,
got to know them a little bit.
Your 6.5 years ago. So you tell us a little bit. Coming into 6.5 years ago, you wouldn't have been involved with like Bridgewater and stuff. Tell us some for everybody listening. Henke's background. Where did they start? What are some of the neighborhoods people should know?
Yep. So Bridgewater is probably the first one that I would mention. That was probably done 20 years or so ago.
That's crazy that it was that long ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my boss Steve Henke developed that with a partner of his. Initially, it was actually just the practice facility in the little pro shop. Initially, so they had the 4 range tees, all the practice chipping greens, putting greens. But then they wanted to expand it, so they built the 18-hole Pete Dye Championship course. Obviously, all the real estate, expanded the clubhouse, the amenities, and Henke Development hasn't really been involved in that for quite some time, even before I joined.
Was that their first one?
Correct. As far as like golf communities, that was the first development there. And then Mr. Henke actually moved on to Grant Park. He developed Grant Park for the city of Westfield. At the time was doing Chatham as well, and then basically the rest is just kind of blown up with stuff in Zionsville and all over the place.
Grant Park specifically? Like he built Grant Park?
He was heavily involved in the development aspect there. I don't know exactly, like that was before I joined the team, so I'm not entirely sure, but I know he was heavily involved.
Is he still part of what the more expansion happening right now as it gets bigger and bigger?
we do a lot of the commercial area and commercial brokerage around Grant Park Village. But as far as Grant Park itself, not really. I think a management company or something like that had come in, but yeah, we're selling quite a bit of commercial ground in Grant Park.
Yeah.
So
is the idea for Henke is always to have these amazing amenities? Like, is that part of their grand scheme of how they come about making neighborhoods? Because there are amenities everywhere, are unbelievable.
Yeah, I think that's what definitely sets our group apart from a lot of other developers is that we don't just develop a community or neighborhood, we develop a lifestyle. So that's resort style living, Chatham and Holiday, for example, large clubhouses with all the amenities that you need for you and your kids. And then
it reminds me of like snowbird communities and retirement communities down in Florida. I mean, you know what I mean? With just like with what you can do.
Everything's within a golf cart ride, bike ride, a walk.
Did he,
there's a gym,
in the beginning?
There's a pool, there's usually more than one restaurant. There's usually 2, there's like a formal and a casual, there's a bar.
So you can stay and play in your own neighborhood.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, really kind of fascinating what they have. Bridgewater is beautiful. Chatham is just newer, and the Chatham Clubhouse looks like an Aspen ski lodge. It's the most amazing thing ever, and it lives up to every bit of it when you walk into it. I mean, it's just so clean and pretty, and it's got a freaking bowling alley, for goodness sakes. Not one bowling alley. It's got we
got 4 lanes in there.
4 lanes in there.
Oh,
I mean, it's the gym is really nice. It has pickleball. It's got an indoor pool. It's got an outdoor pool. It's got an adult pool. It's got a kid pool. I mean, you literally. I always joke about Chatham a little bit because I'm from Martinsville originally, which is south of here, and my wife grew up in Noblesville, which is obviously up there, right? And I just never in a million, I mean, you can attest to this, never in a million years thought there'd be like $2 million homes at 196 in Tomlinson.
Right.
You know, like who the
Yeah.
hell's going to drive up there?
Like,
Right.
where is
Yeah.
that? Like, well, so is the same thing of, Deer Creek when they built that. Like,
Yeah, there's
who's
nothing
going to
up
go
there.
out there
Yeah.
and see a concert?
But like Chatham, like the reason you go live up there is because you don't have to leave there. Like you really don't, especially once they like put a Meyer up a little bit closer and they put some shop, because that was your big headache at first, was there was just nothing besides that. But they've built around it now at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, not as much as you would like, but enough that you just don't have to leave.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And with everything that's going to be coming in Grand Park in the future,
Yeah.
what the city of Westfield is investing in that area as well,
Yeah.
I think it's only going to make everything better for the Chatham Hills community.
What's the timeline of thinking Chatham's going to finish?
That's a good question. I mean, I can say as far as real estate wise and infrastructure, we've basically built everything out. As far as lots to be released, we don't really have anything else to be released there. So I've got about 20 lots there that we're still able to sell.
That's it?
Custom lots.
Yeah.
So 20 lots
Yeah,
left, right?
20
And the
lots
rest
there
of it's
and-
just resale.
Correct. And then
Okay.
also in Chatham Village, which is a eastern expansion across Tomlinson Road. There's a decent amount of inventory in there.
And what are those? What are the price points and what
They're like
what
6
style?
to 8.
Yeah, so there's a couple different products. You have the alley
There's some
load.
Drees over there too. Isn't there?
It's Lennar and David Weekley.
David Weekley,
And
that's
then
what it is,
also
yeah,
we've got
yeah.
some custom options that are on a 15-acre lake in there too. So really just depends. We have an alley load product that started out at like 600, and then they're like in the mid sevens right now.
Is
and
it
then-
more empty nester type homes or?
I mean, we've seen a lot of different,
lot over there.
basically.
Okay.
I mean, empty nesters to young families that are just kind of starting out. The demographic in Chatham in general is extremely diverse.
It is.
Obviously, a lot of people ask me when they're touring, what's the average age? It's hard to say. I mean, you're going to see basically everybody from empty nesters that have been for decades to young families. This is their first home or second home or something like that. So really, the demographic is extremely diverse there.
Except for the economic demographic. Because
But-
it's a super nice area. I mean, it is one of the staple, luxury communities. Like it just is, especially on the north side. And like you got to think Carmel, like we've got Village of West Clay, we've got Laurel, like you've got all these really, you got Jackson's Grant, like you've got all these other things, but there's not like a community of that size at that level. And it's so new. I mean, it's relatively new at this point, but besides Holiday Farms, which is much more quaint and woodlined, I guess would be the way I would kind of explain it,
Yeah.
But Chatham is just this next level community that's just this staple. And so like I said, I told you before we got on here, we considered moving to Chatham. We didn't do it. I think Chatham's amazing. You told me you like Holiday even better. Not that you're biased or anything, but I think you just like the trees and the course and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I think it really just boils down to personal preference.
Yeah.
I mean, some people love an open, expansive view and vista of just golf course and, natural area. Whereas Holiday is a little, like you said, a little bit more quaint, a little bit more trees. And also you think about it too, the size of properties is vastly different too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Chatham is about
So
1,000 acres.
tell us a little bit about the difference between the two.
Yeah, so Chatham is about 1,000 acres and Holiday is 598.
Yeah.
So
It's
density.
almost double.
Yeah, so density is a little bit lower at what is Holiday Farms than Chatham. But really they're kind of like the same community, just on a completely different piece of property. They're both going to have extremely high-end luxury amenities for everybody in the family. And really, that's our main thing, is we want to develop, like I said, a lifestyle. People can come in from empty nester to a young family, have everything they need within a golf cart ride, a walk, a bike, everything that way. So there's not a ton of differences between the two communities. It's just where they're at. One's
Yeah.
Zionsville, one's Chatham, and then the.
So what do you think Steve was
graph
thinking
itself.
in the very beginning? And I know you've only been around 6.5 years and
Yeah.
you probably never picked his brain, but if Bridgewater was the first one, he obviously had a vision. Do you know where that vision came from? Was he from South Carolina? Is he from, do you know at all?
No, he's from small town Indiana.
Okay.
But
That's what I like about
almost to
him.
piggyback off of what you said, Florida with a lot of those cottage style homes, like the villages, everything, it's a large community, but all the amenities are in a central location.
You never have to leave.
Yeah, so that's he would visit down there quite often. I think that's where he got the vision from. Saw how positive it was and saw how good it was for a community. and basically just brought the vision to
Dude, some
to
of them
Indiana.
down there. One of my team members, his dad used to have a place down in Florida. Now they have one in Orange Beach, which is like Gulf Shores, right? It's Orange Beach, Gulf Shores right next to each other. But the place his dad had, the community had, I mean, the community pool had water slides, and there was a movie theater in the freaking. And I'm like, this is wild, dude. You know, like,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Well,
just
they're like
so
cities.
next level.
They are.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not town. I mean, not neighborhoods of 500. They're like cities.
Villages. Villages is like,
Massive.
it's more it's into like multiple counties. I think it's so big.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a bad stat on the Villages. That
Oh,
I think
stop.
Everybody knows. Hey, man, we're all adults, man. We're all adults. We're all heading that age. I'm just saying.
That age?
My
What
parents,
is that
man,
age?
My parents, God bless them, before they passed away. You know, they'd go down to the Villages. I'm like, all right, man, okay. Like, anyways, but I
So we
digress.
have Chatham and Holiday Farms, and so the two Promontory, another one of your neighborhoods.
Yes, Promontory is definitely a different development for our team. No golf course there. It's in northern Zionsville, kind of near Sheridan, still Zionsville address, Zionsville schools. But about a 350 acre property, a 35 acre lake is on the property.
So big.
Biggest lake in Boone County, by the way. And it actually is the highest point in Boone County as far as elevation too. So the gentleman that
Interesting.
that our group acquired the property from, he named it Windy Hills Farm for that reason. So kind of an interesting fact there. But
Way less lots though. How many
Yeah.
buildable lots do we have? Because they're bigger lots.
Yep. So we've got 49 lots currently
That's
in
so
our
small.
in our
49?
first section. Yep. 2 acre minimum. So they're in our first
That's
section.
awesome.
There were 2 acres to 5 acres, but we'll have about 78 to 79 properties when it's all said and done. So we do have some more expansion
And
and
price
development
points?
to do. So price points as far as lots go, right now we're starting out at the mid fives if you are off of the water. Once you get onto the lake, you're looking at $9.95, starting out at about
For
2.5
2
acres. Yep, 2.5 acres there.
And then the 5 is for about 2.5 acres also.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, off the
So
water.
price point of the house when they're finished, what are you seeing so far?
Anywhere from all in, you know, around 2 to 4.5 right
Okay.
now. I think that you're going to see a lot of people that actually even get into the high ones on the build too. So I think
With a ranch or
a lot of
something.
people look at 2 acres and they're thinking, oh man, we have to build 10, 15,000 square feet. That's certainly not the case. You can absolutely build a very nice sized home, 5,000, 6,000 square
I don't
feet
know
on
of
these
any other
lots. And
neighborhoods you can get 2 to 5 acres anymore.
yeah,
can't.
it's very tough.
Yeah.
And,
You know how
And that's
expensive
still,
it is.
but
So like your
that's
price.
still out there.
I mean, honestly, like when you're throwing out those prices for that neighborhood, 500 for 2 acres is actually
Not bad.
it's actually below value.
Yeah.
I mean, it really
Not bad
is.
at
And
all.
then even 900. I mean, you got to think in Chatham, for example. I mean, on the course or what? I mean, you're talking 500K for an acre lot. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah, I mean,
it was bananas.
even right now, if you're on course, because we don't have anything left on the golf course.
So now it's all speculative, secondary market stuff. Because
Sure.
you have 2 years, right?
You have 2 years to break
2 years.
ground from when you close on the lot. So, I mean, even if you're looking for 4/10 of an acre on Chatham Hills or Holiday Farms, you're looking 400 to 500.
Yeah.
So-
So Promontory is that's why I mean, when you said those prices, I was like, that's actually people are probably gonna think that's super high. That's actually undervalued, I think.
Sure.
For what you guys usually
and
do.
we still have amenities to deliver on site there. So they're still going to have private amenities, all the necessary stuff like your gym, your bar, your hangout areas. That's still going to be available.
Pool?
Yes, pool. They're still going to be available to these residents. And then also we do add membership options to either Holiday Farms or Chatham Hills for these people that do buy lots in this community. So you could have, the resort lifestyle aspect on top of, what is a countryside, more equestrian type of
you
feel.
could go there, you still get all the amenities the other ones, although you'd have to drive
Only about
for the
10 minutes
courses,
to
not
either
that
one.
far. Yeah. But you'd have way less neighbors, way bigger lots, way more privacy. That's I don't know. That's
If you're talking, and I'm just going to say this because looking at like Bridalborn and Bridalborn, sorry, and Laurelwood and all those others that have like maybe the larger lots, and you could get a brand new house and spend $500 to $900 for a lot, and a brand new house under $4. That's what those houses are getting. A lot of those houses are getting.
But people,
too.
the problem is
I'm
this
not
is
saying
part of the
everybody has
problem.
this kind of money, but I'm just like,
No.
that's a pretty nice neighborhood.
Well, here's the difference. Because let's call it for what it is. Like building a house, it's a lot to deal with. And you
Well,
guys don't even
then
mess with it.
there's
You build
that.
the neighborhoods, right? But like, especially a custom home. I mean, you're looking at 12 to 16 months for a build,
Sure.
At
for a
least,
custom
yeah.
home build.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes longer depending on size. So it's like you could go buy something that's already done, but it's also most likely dated, right? You know what I mean? You're not
A
going to
lot
get
of
some
those
the
are. They're
things.
from the 80s and 90s.
Correct. So I think the reason people don't do it is because we live in a society where we want an instant result. And so like you don't get that. Like you're looking at a 2-year situation for the most part, right? And I think that's scary. I think it's intimidating. I don't think we educate people enough of the process. I don't think people are educated enough on how the financial products work around it, and so they just get shut down pretty early because of barriers of like just lack of education and knowledge. And I'm sure you guys deal with that when people come in and like, we'd like a lot, and you're like, okay, and then like, now what? Because like
Absolutely.
it's such a, I mean, it's an undertaking, dude. Like it is
yeah.
absolutely an undertaking.
Oh yeah, we come across a lot of people that they say outright, "Oh, this is our first time doing this. We have no idea what the experience is like, what we're supposed to do."
Buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up. But also, it's like our
Yeah.
team. We want to make this as seamless and easy for you because you're making a great investment into your future, your family's future, to potentially your forever home.
Yes.
So we want to make it
That's
easy
custom.
as easy and as comfortable as possible for these people. And that's basically what we're here to do. We're here to help guide people.
Who are your
through the
builders
process.
in Promontory? Is there a list or anybody?
Yeah, so we've got lists at all of our communities. Some of them are coming from basically all the communities, and some of them are not necessarily building in other ones. But, I mean, you got Schaefer, Old Town, Wedgwood, Sigma, Carrington, like the list goes on. All in all, we work with about 25 different builders.
Wow.
There's
Lots of choices.
Oh, tons of choices. Like we have 25 builders at Chatham. We got
Which is another thing. You look at them and they go, here's 25. Which one do you want?
yeah,
You
and
know?
that's almost an interview process in itself, right? So that's
for sure would
I
be.
definitely tell people it's like, hey, listen, call as many builders as possible, speak to as many as possible. It's only going to help you out in the long run. But yeah, I mean, 25 at Chatham, about 15 at Promontory, and about the same at Holiday, and then our Bradley Ridge development in Zionsville, we have 19 as well.
You have 19.
So
That's crazy.
So I want to talk about Bradley Ridge here in a second, but I want to circle back to this. So like, how involved are you guys in that process to hand off of, hey, here's the contact information. Hey, all right, like you do have 2 years, or at least at Chatham, it's 2 years. I don't know if everywhere it's 2 years.
consistent.
It's two. Okay, so it's 2 years. Because I've even seen, people don't get through the 2 years, so then they sell it. And then at Chatham in particular, like people were buying and speculating on land, right? Like that was absolutely a thing. They would buy a lot, hold it, and then they would just sell it a year and a half later for maybe 30, 40 G's more because it was going up that quickly. How much are you guys involved in that period prior to the handoff? Because my guess is that's where you lose most people. So you guys have probably gotten really good at being involved in the education phase up to where they decide who to build with, or do you just kind of like, we don't want a liability or whatever?
Oh no, we're pretty involved from, a lot of people do come and contact us directly. It's like, hey, we're looking at lots. We want to come tour with you guys. So people that come to us directly, we're pretty heavily involved, basically from contact all the way through closing. And then, once they do close on the property, obviously, like I said, we kind of do hand them off to the builders. We're not too much involved with the build side of things, but as far as development, finding lots for folks, helping them through the closing process, we're basically with them that whole entire time. So.
Do you have to go through the process with them of the build since you've already okayed these builders? Do you come in and do they have to submit all their plans and say yes or
To be
no?
approved.
Okay.
Yep. So we do have an in-house ARB, architectural review board that takes a look at everything. We're flexible. Obviously, with the amount of builders that we have and the amount of
They know
lots
what
that
you
we
guys
have.
are looking.
Yeah. So we do not. I guess we're not extremely strict.
I couldn't imagine it'd be too bad because you've already said these are the builders and they know you. They know what you expect.
Yes. Yeah. So we basically we say we work with everybody. We want people to build what they want to build. So yeah, everything comes to us. Landscape plans, everything from the color of your front door to the type of masonry that you got. We take a look at everything. Basically, make sure it's just not looking identical to your neighbors, and then also across the street. So
Okay.
So kind of controlling the.
So I'm guessing you're
the
not
aesthetic of it, if you will.
I'm guessing you're not super involved in that. But you guys are a small company. For the size of you guys, like you guys are actually a pretty small company, which I think is really cool. I think it's really cool what he's done. Like I told you before we got on here, I think it's really neat, specifically like Henke and Carrington, like Carl McIntyre. I do not know these people, but I've heard similar, like JC Hart. Like they just like, you don't, for what they have created, like there's not some kind of like aura or like
corporation stodgy
like
people
they're
in the
still
background.
just kind of like normal
They're good
people,
old Hoosiers,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they are.
And so Henke's like that. So I'm sure you guys talk in the office. Man, I don't see you guys get in trouble. What's the weirdest shit you've had somebody submit for a build?
Oh,
come on, dude, tell me. I want to know. It's
you
probably
know
nobody
what?
even
Actually,
does it.
to be transparent with you, I'm not too much involved on the
Oh
ARBs,
gosh,
so
corporate
I
line.
I can't really speak on that.
Well, I'm sure that the builder doesn't even want to go through the process of drawing that plan up, getting architecture.
I'd like to put a shooting range in my backyard. Like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. But
Yeah,
I paid $900,000 for my lot.
Unfortunately, that would be in violation of the CCRs.
Yeah, no kidding.
You have those? So, Bradley Ridge, tell us about that.
Yep. So Bradley Ridge, it's actually pretty interesting. Henke Development, we're kind of taking over the 421 corridor, if you will. So Bradley Ridge is in between Holiday Farms and Promontory of Zionsville. So north of Holiday Farms, but south of Promontory there. Still on 421 on the western side of it. But really awesome gated community that we're doing there. About 350 acre piece. Eagle Creek runs right in the middle of it. And basically, it's one singular community, but you're almost going to have two sides to it, if you will. So, and with Eagle Creek, you get elevation changes of 30 to even 40, 50 feet at times. So the views are just absolutely phenomenal.
So why do you say it's two? So do you have like custom and semi-custom? Is that why it's similar?
Oh, no, it's all custom. It's just because of Eagle Creek.
It splits it so it looks that guy like.
And also there's some lower like floodplain area along the Eagle Creek line, so just undevelopable. So it's almost like 40 lots or 40 homes on the west side of the creek, and then we'll have another 240 on the east side of the creek. So about 280 rooftops when it's all said and done. No golf course or anything on this property, so it's going to be a very nature forward development. So what we have done as a team is there's going to be miles of trailway on the whole property. We've actually planted a 300 tree orchard that'll be a private orchard for the community.
Oh, fun. Of what kind of every tree?
Oh my gosh!
Just apples?
Or
what?
Yeah, so we got 5 different types of apples. We have nectarines, plums, cherries.
Persimmons?
I don't think so. We've actually got to believe
Indiana's got to have their persimmon trees.
We've actually got a tree that grows 5 fruits on one. Which I don't know how that works.
How
but
fun is that?
I promise you, we've got them. And then
Are you going to gate that so other people from outside don't come?
Oh yeah, we've
what are the HOA dues for the upkeep of the orchard, man?
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
There's gonna be deer galore in that neighborhood.
That's cool.
You know
And we've
what I mean?
actually, to piggyback off that, we've actually planted a wildlife food plot in the area to attract animals.
That's cool.
And basically, what we'll put.
I want to live there.
like clover and all that other
I
stuff.
want to
and
live
so-
there. I want to see my deer.
Yeah,
You
we'll
just
put.
built a house.
I know, but this sounds. I want to see a deer.
Oh, no,
I want
this-
deer to come to my front door.
This property is great, but we'll put observation stations around the wildlife food plot, so you can go there with your grandkids, or go there with your kids and watch deer,
That's
all that
crazy.
stuff, kind of prance around.
Whose idea?
You could charge
and this is just Steve's
entrance.
idea, or like do you guys just sit around and like just drink a coffee, smoke a cigar, and be like, you know what we should do? You know what I mean?
Mr. Henke's a mastermind. I can say
That's super cool, dude.
that the orchard is actually the only private orchard in the state of Indiana, so that's something to hang our hats on there. But like the idea around it is, you just walk out your back patio, hit the trail with your kids,
so
and then you go into the
Grab an
orchard,
apple and-
pick however much you want.
That's why I say persimmons, because I love persimmon puddings, and you have to go to the little cars on the side of the street to get persimmons at the Thanksgiving time. But what about the size then? You said it's 280 roughly, but have you started at all?
Yeah.
Or?
So
Okay.
we're just over a year as far as sales goes. We got about, in our first phase, which is 90 lots, we've sold about 65 to 70 of those. So we've got 20, 25 lots still available at Bradley. And we'll continue to develop through that area, probably another 3 to 4 sections is what we imagine. As far as
So you'll
futures,
be there another 6 years.
probably
Yeah.
6 to
But
10.
you
is
put
probably the
in
idea.
all of the infrastructure of the nature first. You've already done all that?
As far as the infrastructure for the homes, that is ongoing right now. So we're currently doing earthwork, utilities, all of that. The orchard is there. There is also going to be a large fishing pond that has been dug. And then also really cool, we're going to add a little wiffle ball field and then a soccer field for kids as well. That has yet to go in.
When do you think your first site will be closed, doors open type stuff?
Well, we're actually hosting Homerama in 2027 at
okay.
Bradley. So we've
by
got
then at least, because you have to have a
so
built
we've
house
got
for that.
10 builders committed to there. Super excited about that about that home show.
Where's your price point there?
A little bit early to tell. They will
That's fair.
probably, I think they'll probably break ground if weather is really good moving forward sometime this summer. That's definitely our goal, to deliver all the lots then. And then
I'm
they'll
gonna
have
check
it.
it out.
How much were the lots?
In that area, they were mid-3s to mid-4s.
You thinking under 2 for the neighborhood?
For the neighborhood, I think it's going to be pretty similar to what Holiday Farms started out at. You
Okay.
know, especially right now. I think, probably mid-1s for on like a quarter acre size
Yeah,
lot.
what are their lot sizes compared to Holiday Farms?
Very, very similar to
Okay.
what we've seen at Holiday Farms.
Which is smaller.
Quarter acre, but we've actually got a lot of opportunity for some larger estate style
Over
lots.
where the 40 are going to be? Is that where they're going to be bigger lots? Or?
We do have some there, like we had a 5-acre piece and a 4-acre piece
wow.
there. We do have on that west side. I'm talking about
Yeah.
the 40 lot
Yeah.
street. We do have 2 to 3-acre pieces still available, and then we also have on the east side, which is currently being developed. We've got a 1.2 acre property and then a 2.1 acre property. So
That sounds like a neat neighborhood.
That sounds
it's going to
freaking dope.
be really cool. I can say
But
as far
no
as,
amenities. That's the only bad part.
Not yet.
Not
We-
yet.
there-
But
there
you're
will-
part of Holiday Farms, right?
You can in the social media, or not social media, social membership aspect of it. There will be some social memberships available for those who have purchased in our first phase. As far as what that looks like moving forward,
Just don't know.
we don't know. But there will be a private clubhouse on property as well. So it'll probably be 10 to 15,000 square feet. All of the necessary amenities, really awesome outdoor pool, pickleball, fitness will be there, hangout areas. There'll be a bar there. Everything private for the community. Again, we develop a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You won't have to leave Bradley Ridge for really anything.
So for Holiday Farms, I remember when we were looking in there, the actual social membership is closed, right? Like you can't do it if you don't live in the neighborhood.
Yes,
None
you
of
can.
these. You can't.
Yes.
But isn't Holiday Farms, is it the golf course maybe that's a waiting list?
The golf membership is on a waiting
Okay.
list. That's correct. But
What's that? How much is it?
The initiation,
Yeah, I know what Bridgewater is.
it's 110.
110. So like I believe last time I looked with Bridgewater, because I sold one in Bridgewater last year, and it was like I think it was 40 or 50 non-refundable or 100 refundable.
Sure,
or
like an
something
equity
yeah.
membership.
Yeah. It's
So you could join Chatham, Holiday Farms, if you wanted to, the social membership.
That's correct.
Okay.
Chatham Hills, I do not believe is on a wait list for the golf membership, but also there's ways at Holiday Farms that you can almost bypass the waiting list. Any lot that is owned by us as Henke Development and then bought from us, you do get a period of time, 30 days after you close, to jump that wait list and join the golf right away. So there is that option there.
Resales?
Resales do not come with that option. It is the golf membership option is always only offered to the initial buyer.
Okay, so resale, you'll be put on the waiting list if you
If
so
you
as
want.
a homeowner, you still don't get that opportunity just because you bought a house. It
That's
has
correct.
To be,
The
That's just
resale
the
market gets a
initiation.
little different.
what's the yearly?
Oh man. See, we turned over membership when we opened up the clubhouse, so I'm trying to think real quick. I think it's like $900 a month and that covers greens fees for the golf. But every single property in there, whether resale or owned by us as Henke Development, comes with the social membership, so you get full access to the clubhouse, also the par 3 course.
I've never understood. This has nothing to do with you guys, but so I live out by
Here
Hamilton. Yeah, dude, I got opinions, man. It's just how it is. So like I think it's so cool, and I know people like Chatham is just so nice. I've never fully understood not living in the neighborhood but being part of the social membership. I guess I do.
I agree.
It's just kind of interesting. Like Hamilton proper, like I've had, I bet for almost since I've been in real estate, people are like, you should get a membership there. And I'm like, why? Every realtor does. You know what I mean? And for the record, like Alan Williams owns that neighborhood, man. Like I love Alan. He's amazing. He's a professional and he sells the most in that neighborhood. He's really good. I don't have a problem saying that. And so like, I don't need to go drop 20 G's or 10 G's to go swim in a pool. I got a pool in my backyard, dude. Like, and if I want to go play the Hawthorns, I'll just go play the Hawthorns. Like I got friends who are members. So I've just never understood it because in our industry, I don't mean like as a just normal people, our industry, people want to do that because they're like, oh, if I buy a membership there, then I'll sell houses there. I'm like, I don't know if that's really a thing, but it's just interesting.
Well, it's so funny. I just picture if you do that, like it's the neighborhood, right? They're hanging together all the time.
Yeah.
And you walk in and everybody goes, who's that?
I mean, I
who
can
let
say,
the riffraff
yeah,
in?
yeah. You don't belong here.
Yeah, I can say that a lot of the, especially social membership, really at both places, Chatham and Holiday, are predominantly non-residential. And I think it's just
non-residents.
Yeah.
Really?
Just yeah. I think it's a testament to the amenities that we offer.
Because no neighborhoods have it.
Yeah, the amenities that we offer. Then also the event schedule is so packed, and the amount of events that you can go with your kids.
It's a
and
lot.
The
Trick or treating
and breakfast with Santa.
Yeah.
Breakfast with Santa.
And Easter Bunny.
You have the igloos that you put out.
Yeah, it's just families just flock to it, and people with grandkids love it.
You have a good sledding hill.
Sledding hill. Can't forget about the sledding hill.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, I do understand it. I've just always been like, when people try to sell it to me, it's like, oh, you could do it as a business. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Yeah, dude.
But you know what, too, though?
That's why I asked if you're going to build one out by me, though.
The time, though, that you have to spend to go to that,
justify
just to go do it, you don't have the time to do that just to go, I wonder if anybody here will pick me. But
we were stupid. We just put a... We put a hole in the ground in the backyard and filled it with water.
There you go.
Let's go on before we run out of time to talk about your new future project. So, Gatewood.
Gatewood Lakes, yeah. So on 146th and Oleo Road in Noblesville. So that'll kick off for us sometime this year. Don't have an exact timeline right now, but about a 1,100 acre property.
That's big.
Pretty.
How many houses?
Pretty large. As far as density, not too sure right now. But it'll be a large mixed-use master plan development. No golf course, but I mean a lot of commercial area, village, like downtown space will be there. Sorry,
you're fine.
And we'll basically
similar to Village of West Clay. I mean, not that level, but that kind of stuff.
Yeah, kind of like almost like a downtown area for the community, if you will.
That's fun.
Clubhouse on site there. Then also the Innovation Mile is right to the south of our property, so we'll definitely tie that in.
And Hamilton Town Center.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a great location.
Yeah, Ruoff is just to the west.
Just sit in your backyard and listen to the music.
Exactly. No need to buy tickets. So we're really, really excited about that. There'll be a lot of different products. We'll have some custom areas. We'll have some production custom. All of that will be offered. So that'll be a large.
Townhomes and single family.
I think there'll be some mixed
okay.
as well for sure. Townhomes and some of that will probably be on the front end of it.
Any senior housing, like ranch type homes? Not that seniors need ranch, but any of that kind of development?
Potentially. Okay. Like I said, we're just kind of going through the final plannings right now.
We need more of that.
I know.
So we're
definitely trying to.
You're going through the final planning, right? So you guys, how long have you owned this land? Because I've
been a couple years.
Yeah, I've known about this development for a couple of years. I feel like
we've had signs out there for quite some time.
So from when you bought it, which just to get to the purchase is a multi-year process because you're dealing with acquisition of land and all this other stuff, and it's usually like a family that owns a farm or like who knows, right? Like it's just a massive process. And then now, like you guys are still probably dealing with city planning right now for waste and water and electrical and all of that stuff, I would assume, right? Before you even start pushing dirt, right?
Yep.
And then there's just so much that goes into that. So you're probably, 2 years from building, do you think? A year?
Potentially somewhere around there. I mean, I know we're going to start infrastructure and some earthwork this year for sure. It just kind of depends on really how quickly that finishes up. And obviously, I mean, I continue to say this, weather is a big problem, obviously, of course.
Yeah.
Economy
going
too.
into the spring too, so.
I mean, economy matters too, you know what I mean? Like,
oh gosh, back in 2008, 9, and 10, or even 20, when everybody just went, We
So think
stopped
about that,
here and
though.
never came back. I mean,
That's a 6. I mean, let's call that for what it is. I mean, that's a 4 to 5 year process to put something up. You know, and I don't think people think about and that's from when you acquired it, not from when you started, right?
Sure.
Like, I mean, this is like 6 to 8 year long projects that people just have
and
no
a
clue.
lot of money outlay right
Yeah,
off the bat.
dude, I can't imagine being his bookkeeper, man. Oh my god.
Okay, so the next one, this amazes me. Lebanon.
Oh yeah.
So you have one going in Lebanon.
Because of Lily.
yeah.
It's because of the Lily project that's going on.
Because
out
of
there.
everything that's going that way.
Isn't it
Whitestown,
crazy?
Lebanon, all of it.
Lebanon was so far away. I remember when I would go to Purdue from living in Noblesville, and Lebanon was like a trek. And then I still had to get to Lafayette. But
Sure.
Lebanon?
But yeah,
Tell
no,
us
Lebanon,
about this one.
we're super excited about this one. It's probably a couple years out. But the property,
Waterford.
Waterford of Lebanon, 2,300 acre property.
Oh, wow.
This is
My city that I grew up in was 2,000 acres. So essentially, we're building a city within Lebanon.
Where's it at?
It's right to the south of the 4-H Fairgrounds there on 65.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. You guys have had problems with this development regarding water.
Yeah, I can't really speak on that because I'm not too involved with.
I just think I thought I had seen like there was some stuff with basically for like how do you anytime you're doing something of this nature, like you're moving the ground and it controls the runoff of rainwater. That's just the reality of it. And then like where does it go? Is it going to be contained? Is it going to cause a tax on the municipality and everything like that? And there was, to my recollection, there was a lot going on with basically looking at all of the water and how this was going to affect everything. I believe it's been resolved, but this was also like a year and a half ago.
I would
It was-
assume
it was
that
way-
would be the
was it
same
longer
in
than that?
every development. You've got to figure out how
It is,
that
but this-
land is going to work.
Think about this. I mean, he's talking about like Chatham being 1,100 or 900 acres. I mean, this is 2,300 acres.
Yeah,
I
this
mean, this
is
is
Chatham Holiday,
massive.
Chatham Holiday combined, and then some.
And
Yeah.
the same amenities.
Probably more.
There's going to be so much going on in this.
I think
development.
Heartland, you know what it
yeah.
reminds me of is like a Heartland Crossing north, but that's like a little bit nicer or something like, because Heartland Crossing has like a freaking Menards in it and like all this, like, I mean, that's that size,
Oh,
what
yeah.
you're talking
Oh
about.
yeah, like we've
Yeah,
got,
because shopping around there, like,
yeah, you're just far in saying retail in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be doing tons of retail space. We'll be doing some industrial space along like the 65 area right off.
you're going to make
right
them
off of
come,
there.
right? You're going to say,
and it's
it's
funny.
all here for you.
And it's funny you
will.
say that. My Mr. Henke loves to say, if you build it, they will come.
That's what I was getting ready to
He loves to
say.
say
And it's so true. I
wonder
mean,
where he
that's
heard
so
that.
true.
But like that's going back to Chatham.
Yeah.
You know, nobody
would've gone up
Nobody
there.
thought that was going to happen and be successful. It is, but
I
if you
have
build
to
it,
say,
they
when
will come.
Bridgewater was built, that was out in the boondocks.
Sure.
Yeah, now it's not.
I mean, no, that's not at all. But that was, and I remember too when Bridgewater crossed 151st Street, they were like, "Oh, we'll just be like this a little bit," and all of a sudden it just started popping across all
Exploding
the
north.
streets, you know, and got bigger and bigger.
Sure.
So you have one more in Plainfield, another area.
Oh yeah.
So Deer Creek and Plainfield.
Yep. So Deer Creek and Plainfield, really cool public golf course.
Yep.
Called Deer Creek Golf Course that we acquired, along with about 1,000 acres around that area. Really awesome development, a beautiful property with Holiday Farms and Bradley Ridge style elevation changes, 30, 40 feet, and a lot of
Walkout basements then,
a lot of
hopefully?
woods too. So
Oh, cool.
as far as the exact details of the development, we're a little bit of ways
New.
from kind of like Waterford and Gatewood. Still some things to be confirmed there, but we'll kind of redo the Deer Creek Golf Course. There'll be probably 36 holes of golf there. So we'll redo the Deer Creek public golf course, and then we'll have a championship course on the western side of the property as well. And then, clubhouse similar to like Holiday and Chatham.
You're going to build a whole nother 18 over there?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Mm-hmm. So we talked about this. I like Deer Creek. I go out there and play it. It's a really interesting course. So, like, there's some holes where it's just a goat ranch, right? And so, for anybody who doesn't play, like, it's just, like, open, right? But there's some hole, like, on the back side, on the east side of that course. Like, there's these par fours that there's, like, 3 of them back to back. And it is just, like, up, down, up. Like, there's some big gullies. And it's narrow,
it's
dude.
super narrow.
It's super narrow.
Oh,
So it'll be interesting that you guys are going to build another 18 out there, because that's already like a decent. I mean, back when I used to play it, like tee boxes needed some love and some stuff like that. But like
Sure.
the course itself was like, it just had some really neat holes. You know what I mean?
It's a cool layout.
It is.
It's a very, very cool layout. But we're super excited as far as the potential there.
Yeah.
We see a ton of potential in Plainfield, in the city's.
So you're out of Hamilton County for a while, I would assume.
As far as new development.
No, yeah, it's not on your future projects. No more Hamilton
the one by
County
Deer Creek.
or Boone County.
Yeah, other than Gatewood, yes.
But I mean, yeah, so nothing else coming up for a while because, like you said, that's a long and involved. Are they out looking right now anywhere? Do you even know that much information?
Basically, what we've got right now
is a lot.
is for the future. I mean, that's
20 years.
It's like 5,000, 6,000 acres total
Yeah.
that we've got
A lot of
ready basically teed up and ready to go. Just got to get some finite details worked out. So yeah, I've got some job security.
You do.
Very cool.
That's super cool, man. It's gonna be neat to watch you like kind of grow through it and be part of it. And I'd like to have you back on.
Yeah, just keep us updated and anything new that you know is going on, or maybe we could take a tour and do a video sometime, just kind of walking through and
that'd be
seeing
awesome.
some fun, moving dirt, or go talk about the apple orchard when it's a little warmer outside.
I'd like to go check out Bradley Ridge. That sounds really neat, actually.
Yeah,
I
we
haven't
can
been out
we
there.
can take the podcast local, out to that. So maybe it'd be fun to go
Yeah.
see the.
And we got a Polaris ATV. We can fit 5 people in there. Do some off-roading.
Let's go.
Let's do
Oh, yeah.
that. That would be fun just to see.
That'd be fun.
I'm just excited about that because I love the nature part of it. My concern is watching all these neighborhoods that they literally plow through it. Like they don't think. I just feel that sometimes they just don't.
It's a different product.
It's
you
just
know?
sad. I love to hear that you guys took that into account.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it. So
Yep.
thank you for doing that, Steve, and all of you. But thank you so much for coming on and all that information. We'll
Thank
do
you,
some
guys.
stats just to kind of do what we do at the end of the show here. Talk about what's going on. in the
Zionsville's going to
market.
have an increase in inventory, it sounds like, from what he's talking
I
about.
know.
So market's been really interesting. It's like really, we were talking about it. It's gotten rapid here lately since the beginning of January. Obviously, we had the massive snowstorm.
It didn't seem to matter.
I mean, I put a house on the market last Thursday, and it was gone in 24 hours. I mean, just, they were out prepping for the snow, and I was accepting an offer on this thing. So, and Fishers, it still was a slow week. I mean, we only had 13 go on the market last week.
But let's talk about last week. Last
Okay.
week was when we got the 10 inches or whatever we got, like just
We-
right,
and we
right
knew
before
like
that.
Tuesday it was coming.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So for anybody to go on the market, which I did, I put one on the market in Carmel, so I'm one of these, just to see,
yeah.
there's no inventory, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And so, not just that, it was really freaking cold last week.
Yep.
I mean, it was like, I can remember sitting in my house and I was like, man, it feels a little cold in here. Like, not that, it was still like warm, but I was like, I wonder what the thermostat's at. And I looked and it was like 65 or whatever. So I went and turned it up and I got back in my bed and it said, this is negative 23 outside.
Yeah.
I was
You
like,
can't
what
fight
the
that
hell,
no
dude?
matter what.
Yeah. So Fishers, I had 13 go on the market. 11 of them are still on the market. So only 2 pinned it in a week, right? That were within a week time frame. But I had 26 pinned.
That's crazy.
So like double what went on the market pinned it last week. So just a massive loss
when
to
it was cold
it's
and snow. I
freezing.
just want to keep saying that.
Correct.
This
Yeah,
market is heating up.
It is. And I had everything from 210 to 2.5 million. I have 171 on the market. The week before that, I had 182. I mean, I'm still like high on days on market at like 59 days average days on market, but that's because a lot of the stale stuff is out there or whatever. In Noblesville, I had 20 go on the market. 16 of them are still on the market. 4 of them pinned within a week, but I had 23 pinned. So I had a negative inventory in Noblesville as well. There's 165 on the market, and my average days on market is 54. So it's really interesting. Like, I'm losing inventory. My days on market is still high because of stale stuff, and new stuff is going really, really quick. I don't know what to make of it. It's just really early. We're about, I don't know, by the time this comes out, we're about 10 days away from like when the market exploded last year. So it'll be interesting to see where we are in the next 2 to 3 weeks. My bigger concern is just I hope that the bottom doesn't fall out of the market like it did last May. But I don't know. We got a new Fed chair coming in. Like, I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff going on.
The interest
right
rates
now,
are
so.
1% lower than they were last year at this time.
And even then, they should be lower, right? Because they should be, I think it's like 1.4 above the 10-year Treasury bill ish, and we're still higher than even that. So like it should actually be down. I think like 0.2 right now. I think we're in the 5.9 area. We should probably be in the 5.7 if you go off of historical data. Not that any of that matters, but
agents, buyers, and sellers. If that happens, buyers. Yesterday was the best time to buy because it's going to happen again. I mean, as soon as everybody's just been waiting for these rates, and any psychological 5 is going to be one thing, but we hit the 5.5, 5.6. Buyers is going to become very competitive.
And you showed me a stat 3 weeks ago, and I did some research on it because I was like, "You're full of shit," you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, but
Don't trust me yet.
So she said that there are currently more people above a 5% interest rate than there are people with a 3% interest rate, and I was like, "There's no way. There's just no way," and it is 100% factually correct.
I've heard that 3 or 4 times from different.
Now that doesn't include people who had 3s and then paid off their mortgage because they refied and were baby boomers.
It was just
so like
basically
it doesn't count that,
saying what we have now.
Mortgages.
People are not tied to their home now because of that interest rate of saying, why would I go to 6 when I've got a 3?
Right.
That's gone.
Most people have over 5. Yes.
But life goes on. All of those people that got that, they've been in the house 21, 2022. Nobody can wait forever to change houses, and just life continues to go on, right? So Carmel, 19 hit the market. Lowest it's been happening in I don't know how long, that only 19 hit the market, but that was the snow. 11 of those pended, but a total of 21 pended, so we lost inventory. So the past 7 days, the average days on market of all those hosts was 28. So we're under 30 days in the past 7 days. But the active inventory, we have 141. They are at 3 months, 104 average days on market. So your house, if it's sitting right now, you've got to really look at your price. Price is going to kill you in today's market. You've got to be correct. So you've got a difference in homes that are at 3 months or 1 month, and you really need to pay attention to why you're the 3 month. Sold 71 sold in the past 30 days, and those average days on market for the past 30 days was just over 1 month. So again, your active inventory in Carmel, you really need to see why you're at 3 months. Westfield 22 hit the market, only 8 of those pended, but a total of 18 pended for average days of market 31. Median was 12. So went down to a month in Westfield for the past 7 days. Currently active, we have 221. 125 of those are new builds, so 60% is new builds. And that goes to some of the stats I don't know we'll get to today, but we have the notes from NAR is builders inventory is at 9 months in the United States. The inventory is really going up. This is why we're seeing a lot of the builder inventory incentives for buyers. I've never seen so many incentives being thrown at buyers right now from builders. But there's 60% of the homes on the market in Westfield are new builds. So 78 sold in the past 30 days with the average days on market almost at 3 months. The actives are at 3 months as well. So that's those new builds. They're just sitting there. Zionsville, 4 hit the market. 2 of them pended, but a total of 6, so lost inventory there as well. The average days on market for the last 7 days was about 2.5 months. 43 are currently active, and those are at 5 months right now, active inventory in Zionsville. So again, you need to look and see why you're sitting at this point, because right now the past 7 days and the past 30 days is just 3 a month. So those are big discretionary or differences between sittings and sells.
Once we get
big
through
difference.
that, though, man, like it's just I don't know, man. It's I'm getting a lot of phone calls. I'm getting a lot of phone calls who are trying to do things, and so I don't know what it's gonna be like, but it feels like it's gonna be intense. It just does. So we'll see. All right. So Peyton, if anybody want to get a hold of you, I don't know if you want to give your number out or anything like that, or if you want to direct people to a website. So if they wanted to start, like, you know, if they heard about Bradley Ridge and they're like, oh, that sounds dope, or like, I mean, we have a ton of agents that listen to this podcast. So if they want to, if they have buyers who are interested in lots or they want to come tour it, how would they get a hold of you?
Yeah, I think the best way is go to henkedevelopment.com, so HENKE development.com. We've got all of our developments listed there. You can kind of pick and choose which one you're interested in. And then also you can sign up for our newsletter. We're constantly sending out updates on future things, obviously the active stuff that we got and new sections within those. But yeah, just email us through
That's
the
awesome.
Henke Development website. it'll either come to myself or my colleague, and we'll get you taken care of.
That's crazy. I want to sit down with Steve. I want to figure out how he started all this out. I wonder how old he was when he started.
Oh, I do not know.
Yeah.
I do not know.
He had a vision. That's for darn sure.
He's smart, man. And not just that, like, he's kept it small and organic and, you know what I mean?
And beautiful.
Like,
I mean,
it's
like
just kinda
a
neat.
good product.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a blessing to work with him.
It is.
Say
Yeah,
that.
don't mess up at work. Just kidding. I'm Kyle Morris with Morris Property Group and FC Tucker. My number is 317-649-5122.
Shelly Walters with the Shelly Walters Realty Group and FC Tucker. My cell phone's 317-201-2601.